All right, hello everyone. This is Bill, and I'm going to get you started on your sketching part of this alien invasion project. So, the first thing I'm going to cover is how to set up your Photoshop file. Then, we're going to set up a brush and some smoothing and do a little drawing. Now, this image you see here is something that I've already sketched out. So I will do a little bit more sketching on it as part of this demo. So we're going to go to File, New. This is how you will set up your file. So what I want is 3,840 pixels on the width and 2,160 pixels on the height. This doesn't really matter. It can be whatever it wants. There's no inches in digital media, so we can just make that whatever we want. I'm just going to leave it at 72. White background is fine. You will notice that my demo is actually square, 2160 by 2160. I do that just because it fits on the screen better while I'm demoing. So your file would be much more wide and rectangular than mine. I'm going to choose Create, and your file should look like that. Okay, now I'm going to switch back over to this sketch file that I've already created. It looks like this. It's pretty loose. I only had to draw one of these spaceships, and I repeated it over and over again. This image that I'm doing for the demo is specifically designed to be able to be created really quickly. I was a freelance illustrator for years, and often you'll get a project where you really, because of the budget, you might have 3 or 4 hours to work on it. This is one of these. The processes I'm going to show you are really about speed, about really being able to create things quickly. So having repeating images is certainly one way to fill up some space pretty quickly. And I have a little person here who's being abducted by this particular ship. So the brush that I am using and the brush that I think, well, that I know I would like you all to use is a 2 pixel size, okay, hardness 100%. Okay, so to pick that hard round brush, click on this brushes tab. I was in the settings, and I choose general hard round. It's a pretty standard brush. Great for doing these nice fine lines. So we're using 2 pixels because we're actually at twice HD pixel dimensions. So if I use a 2 pixel line, when I export this file and save it as a standard HD, which is 1920 by 1080, there'll be 1 pixel lines. Those are the thinnest lines we can get. This project, I would like you to use this very thin, hard-edged line. The images aren't going to be so much about the line. They're going to be about the forms. The lines are just going to be a way to determine the forms. Now I'm going to talk about how my file is set up. If you look over here on the right, you'll see that I have a few layers. One is just a page, just some page white. I have my ships on a layer. I have my figure on a layer. And I have my abduction ray on a layer. So it's good to layer up your sketches because I might want to scale this figure up and down a little bit. In fact, I did that because I was rotating him and kind of trying to figure out how I would like him to look. And so I have a few layers on my sketch. The brush that I've chose again is the 2 pixel hard round. And I thought that I would probably at some point put like a little suit and tie on this person. Okay, so before I start drawing, I want to make sure that my color is black and that I make a new layer for the suit because I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this or not. I want an easy way to get rid of it. Grab my brush over here, get it set up at 2, it's black. I have the smoothing set at 33%. You play around with that. If you're not used to drawing digitally, you may want that smoothing a little higher. If you are very used to drawing digitally, you could set that lower, and especially if you're trying to create fine details, you oftentimes will want that lower. So here's my little tie, and draw that in. Boom. And then I would have a suit jacket thing like this. It's such a simple figure. It might just be as simple as that, and then drawing a line here for the pants. Okay. All right, so what we covered was the file setup. In order to check the proper file size, I can go to image size. Yours should be 3840. And we set up a brush that is 2 pixels, hard round, 33% smoothing. And we set up some layers so that we can easily adjust things like this figure, for instance, if I wanted to make them a little bit bigger or smaller or rotate them. It's a whole lot easier for me to do that in my sketch than if it was not on a layer. Okay, and then I can kind of get this back in there. All right, that's what I have for this. Good luck with this sketch project, and looking forward to see what you come up with. Don't overdo it. Don't get too much detail. We are going to do a detailed line art phase right after we do these sketches, and you get a little bit of feedback on them from me. All right, have a great day. This is Bill signing off.